Welcome. I'm going to go through quickly on how to solve this quiz. This is the area of a rectangle, so area is going to be length times width. You can consider this the length, that the width. So the area is going to be 6a squared b to the fourth times 3ab squared. And this is just multiplication, so you can do 6 times 3 is 18. A squared times a is a to the third. B to the fourth times b squared is b to the sixth. Remember, you add those exponents when you're multiplying variables. We're going to express the volume as a monomial of this. It's a cube because all of the sides are the same. So the area, the volume is going to be the sides cubed. We'll multiply all the sides together. You can also think of it as length times width times height if this was a rectangular prism. So that would be 3h squared times 3h squared times 3h squared. And the reason why we can multiply all these at the same time is because they're monomials. If they were binomials, like this, something like this, then you would have to multiply 2 at a time first, right? So 3 times 3 is 9. H squared times h squared is a to the fourth. And then you multiply it with this one. 9 times 3 is 27. You have h to the sixth. Determine if the expression is monomial, binomial, or trinomial. Well, that has to do with terms, and this has two terms, so it is a binomial. Determine if it's monomial, binomial, or trinomial. Now this one is deceiving because it looks like you have three terms, but really these are like terms. So 4by minus by is 3by plus 2b. So it's technically two terms, so it's a binomial. Finding the degree of the polynomial. For the degree, you're going to look for the term that has the highest total number of exponents. So that would be this one with a 3. So the degree is 3. Writing the polynomial in standard form, you're looking for the term with the highest value of your exponent. So this one has a 3, so it goes first. This one has an exponent of 2, it goes second. Then you do the x, and then plus the 27. Same thing here, you're going to go looking for the highest exponent. So this term goes first, this term, then this term because of the exponent, plus x, plus 1. Constant is always last. Naming the polynomial. You could write it in standard form if you wanted to. It is not necessary. So you just look for the term with the highest degree. So this is degree 3, and it's got 1, 2, 3, 4 terms. So it is a cubic polynomial. Finding the sum and difference. This is a sum, so we're just going to drop those parentheses. And then we're going to combine like terms starting with the highest degree. This is t squared. There is no other term with a t squared, so this stays as t squared. This one has a t, nothing else has a t, so it's just going to remain as 2t. And these are like terms. This becomes minus 2. Finding the difference. I think the difference, there's an imaginary 1 right there, and we're going to distribute the imaginary 1. So the first one stays the same, d squared minus d plus 5. What's negative 1 times 2? Negative 2d. Negative 1 times 5? Negative 5. And then you go looking for like terms. I like to start with my highest exponent. So you got d squared because nothing else has d squared, so you can't combine it with anything else. Then you're going to look at your d terms. Both of those have d, and it's negative d minus 2d, so it's negative 3d. And then you're going to look at the constants, and then you notice that plus 5 and minus 5 cancel each other. So then this is the answer. This is a difference, and you can see that. We're going to distribute this into each of these terms. The first one stays the same, 7y squared plus y plus 1. And then you multiply. Negative 1 times negative 4 is positive 4. Negative 1 times positive 3 is negative 3. Negative 1 times negative 3 is positive 3. Okay. I don't know if I said positive or negative, but it's negative because it's a negative times a positive, we get a negative answer. Just double checking I did my signs are correct. So now I'm going to go looking for like terms. This one and this one both have y squares, so I'm going to combine them. 7 minus 3 is 4. Then I'm going to look for the ones that have a y, so that's plus 5y. And then I'm going to look at the constants, and that's plus 4. Finding the sum. This is a sum, so my parentheses are just going to go away. And then I'm going to look for like terms. M squares. M squared plus m squared is 2m squared. Minus m plus 2m is plus m. Finding the product. This is a multiplication because of the parentheses, so we're going to go ahead and distribute. Negative 3n times n squared is negative 3n cubed. Negative 3n times 2n is negative 6n squared. This is a product of a binomial, so we're going to box it. B times b is b squared. 3 times b is 3b. 4 times b is 4b. 3 times 4 is 12. So then your final answer is b squared. These are like terms because they both have a single b, so 3b plus 4b is 7b. This is also a product, so we're going to a product of binomials. So we're going to box that. 6 times 6 is, change colors, 36. 6 times u is 6u. 6 times u is 6u. U squared is a u squared term. These are like terms because they both have a single u. Okay. This is a product, so we're going to box it. 3p negative 4, 3p negative 4. 3p times 3p is 9p squared. Negative 12p. 3p times negative 4 is negative 12p. Negative 4 times negative 4 is 16. So you start with 9p squared. I made a mistake, didn't I? This is 3p negative 4. This is 3p. This is positive 4. 3p times 3p is 9p squared. Negative 4 times 3p is negative 12p. 3p times positive 4 is a positive 12p. You have to be careful with your signs. And then negative 4 times a positive 4 is a negative 16. Alright, so 9p, these are like terms, but they have opposite signs, so they cancel. And then you have a minus 16. Let's see, I forgot my squared. Alright, it's correct. 9p squared minus 16.